Hello, I'm Professor John Bordeau here at Kankakee Community College, and this week we're in fretting, and so right now we are going to file the fret ends. So here I have my frets installed, and I want to file the fret ends. So one common way is to use a neck support and put that underneath here, and then place this on your table, and you can file along this edge. I prefer to use Stumac guitar vise, and so I'm going to clamp this in here. And what we used to do is we used to use this fret file from Stumac, and we used to hold it on the edge and then run it across the edge of it so that you kept it 90 degrees to the fretboard, like such. And then you would go really slow and very patient, and you'd be keeping it at 90 degrees from the face of the fretboard. And students would cut themselves, they would gouge into the fretboard, and so it was a slow process, but I have to give credit to this to Dr. Mark French from Purdue. He got me, saw this tool here, showed me this tool, and I don't know how to pronounce that, but you can find it on Amazon. And what it's got two sets of files in here. And one of them's at 90 degrees and the other one's at 30 degrees. We use the 90 degree one first. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this wood side against the front of the frets. The little file side is gonna go over, hang over the edge of the frets. And I'm gonna start out here and go back and forth, and you can hear it when you're grinding the edges of the frets. You can just hear it. And this will probably take about 4 or 5 minutes. As the more you do it, and they all get closer to level, you'll go a little quicker. But the key is, when do you stop? And the key is, when you start filing some wood off the side of the fretboard, that's enough. And sometimes it might catch in one spot, and maybe you get another stroke or two before you see it's catching in another. Once you get down to the sides of the fretboard, you're there. And this, I love this tool. You don't get cut anymore. It puts a perfect 90-degree angle on those sides of the frets and speeds up time quite a bit. Because before we had to go slow because we didn't want to damage the fretboard, you didn't want to cut yourself, students were wearing gloves. And here, I can go along and you can almost feel it and hear it when you're there. And you can you'll notice that it's not making that grinding sound, and it may have more in one area than others. So you can just go over those areas that you feel with the steel. Then, once you get down to that area, then you can flip this over and you put the flat side on the fretboard, and then you put the 30-degree angle here. And you'll see the 30-degree angle is going to maintain that 30-degree angle. The problem with doing it this way, students would tip it too much and go like past 45, and both their E strings would fall right off their guitar, and they got a 4-string guitar. So this maintains a perfect 30-degree angle, and again, it protects your hands, and you just slide that over back and forth. And so I really like this tool. It's made filing the fret ends down real easy. So this is really step 1, is filing it to 90 degrees. Step 2 is filing it to 30 degrees. And then step 3, I'll come back with a little additional video here when I get done, is deburring the fret ends. And we'll use a fret deburring file. And at the end, we can use an eraser too at the end to polish them. So that's really the process. And